Hello student. So let's start our discussion. Our today's topic is exception handling. So what is exception handling? So let's discuss that what is exception and how we can manage it. So whenever you will write any program, okay, it may be possible that there is not any mistake in typing the program or in writing the syntax of a statement, but it may be possible that due to runtime input from the user, it may create a problem or the error may be generated. So exception handling is a mechanism which can be helpful to us while we are dealing with any issue dynamically. So whenever a program is being executed, exception handling will allow us to manage the error. So what will happen in normal scenario? So in normal scenario, whenever there will be error, it will stop the execution of program. Okay, so program cannot be executed further. Why? Because there is error. So let me give you one example. We will take a very simple example. Let me show you in my home directory. There is a sample.txt file. Now, as you can see, this sample.txt file contains some sample text data. So, where can be the problem? For example, fh is equals to open, and here we will get the file name from the user. Let's say fn equals to input enter file name. Okay, and then that file we will open in read mode. So for line in fh print line dot strip. Okay, so let's try to execute this. In this attempt we will give correct name sample.txt. Okay, so we are getting correct output. Why? Because we have seen that name of the file is sample.txt, and that is the same name we have provided. But let's see what happens if user is entering some other name. Let's say abc.txt. okay, so then there is error, file not found error. Okay, now let's say if I am putting a hello word after this print hello. Okay, let me execute again abc.txt. As you can see, the execution is stopped on line number 2. Okay, we cannot execute further. Okay, so although this print statement is correct, okay, it cannot be executed. Now if you look at the code, then you can see that there is not any mistake in code. Okay, but there is a mistake in input from the user. Okay, user has entered the incorrect file name. So exception handling will allow us to deal with this kind of problem. Now in other higher level programming language, there will be try, catch, and then finally, or try and catch. So same way in Python also we are having 3 keywords: try, except, and else. So first we will go with the try and except, okay, and then we will go with the try, except, and else. So now let's try to convert this same program into exception handling program in such a way that this statement, which is totally correct, it should be executed. Okay, here just for reference we have taken one sentence, okay, or one statement, but in actual program it can be any number of statements. Okay, it is also like it is also possible that there can be very large number of lines after this. Okay, so first question, which code should be placed into try block? So which code should be placed into the try block? So by looking at this program, what we can say, the problem can be while we will try to open the file. Okay, there can be a problem while we will try to open the file. Why? Because if user has entered inappropriate file name, then it will result into error. Okay, so what we will do, we will try to put the code into the try block which is having the probability of generating error runtime dynamically. Okay, so this same program, let's try to write it. Fn equals to input, enter file name. Okay, and then we will try to open the file, but this code is having the probability to generate the runtime error. So what we will do, we will write that code into the try. So try, then we will try to open the file. So fh is equals to open, and then we will pass the name of the file which we have received from the user, fn. Okay, and then we will put the loop for line in fh print line dot strip. Clear with this? Okay, and if let's say the file name which is entered by user, it is not available, then how you want to manage it? So in that case, we have to write except. Let's say I want to display message to the user that either file doesn't exist or inappropriate file name. Okay, and then let's put that simple code that should be executed after this. Let's say print hello, or this message will be displayed after file handling. Clear with this? Very simple. So let's try to execute it and let's see what happened. Enter the file name. So for first time we will enter the proper file name. Let's say sample.txt. Okay, so now if you see, this is the content of the file, and at the last we can see the output of hello, or this message will be displayed after the file handling, whatever we have written in line number 10. Now let's try to execute this code again, but this time we will give another file name. Let's say abc.txt. okay, the file that does not exist into home directory. Either file doesn't exist or inappropriate file name. Okay, so it will try to open the file. Okay, so if file is opened properly, successfully, then it will read the content of the file and it will be displayed. Otherwise, what will happen in other case, let's say file doesn't exist, so execution will be halted from this statement and immediately control will be transferred to except, and whatever we have mentioned in except, that statement will be executed. Okay, here it is not like that we should only print the message. Okay, so normally what happen whenever you are working with this kind of code, this type of function should return no value. Okay, there is one characteristics of user defined function. Okay, user defined function should not deal with the input output function. Okay, it should be totally independent of input and output, means and it should neither deal with the user input or not it should directly send output to the user. Okay, so it should only take the input from the calling program and it should return output to calling program. So after managing this file, as you can see, although file doesn't exist, it will execute the line number 10. Okay, so this is how exception handling will work. Now we mentioned that else. Yes, another question, that which code should be placed into except block. So which code should be placed into the except block? So in except block we should put the code which we want to interact, which we want to use to interact with the user. Now next question, which code should be placed into else block? This is very interesting. So the code which is not going to generate any type of error, that should be placed into the else block. Okay, now if we look at this program, okay, then this program only we can convert into try, except and else. So here if we look at this line number 7 to 10, okay, or line number 8, 9, 10, then which code may be generate there is a probability that that code will generate the error code which is on line number 8. Okay, so what we will do, this code number 9 and 10, okay, it will not generate any error. Why? Because if file is opened properly, then this will perform the read operation. So what we will do, this code we will place into the else block. Clear with this? So there will be very limited code inside the try block. Okay, now let's try to execute it again. abc.txt, okay, either file doesn't exist or inappropriate file name. Now you observe one thing, if there is execution of except, okay, then there won't be execution of else. Now if there will be execution of try, okay, then there won't be execution of except, but there will be execution of else. Okay, so this code from line number 11 to 13 will be executed if and only if there is not any error in try block. Clear with this? Okay, so now let's see, let's execute it again. Sample.txt. Yes, as you can see, it's working. It is working perfectly fine. So this is how try, except and else will work. Now here you can see that we are display user defined message. Now instead of this, let's say we want to display inbuilt message, the message which is generated by the computer or which is specified by the system, as well as we want to continue with the execution. Previously what was the scenario? Without try and except we were getting the error message like this, okay, and the execution was stopped. So here what we will do, here we want to display the system generated message as well as we want to continue with the execution. So here we can specify except, we can generate the alias of except, and whatever content will be there inside the error, okay, will be written by the system, that will be displayed here. Okay, so now let's try to execute it. Yes, how it will work? So let me give you a very simple and very small example. Yes, we have to specify the type of the error that we want to manage. Okay, so let's say except input IO error. Okay, now let's try to execute it. Let's say abc.txt. Yes, then you can see error number 2, no such file or directory abc.txt. Now previously here what was the scenario? Here the error was displayed but execution was halted, while here in this case error is managed, okay, but execution is not stopped. Okay, it will be continued after handling the error.